I had to put one moment on when I crossed the line using cocaine, it would be on a Thursday night. I got done work. It was a long week, and I was in the stage where I was using every single weekend, but it was just a weekend thing. And I get done work. I'm like, why don't I go get a bag? Text my plug. I kind of felt a little guilty of it because my roommates knew my type of personality, and they were like, strictly Josh, just keep it at the weekends. We're not going to get out of control. So this was crossing boundaries that I had and my friends had for me. And I kept it a secret. I went and did a little line when I got home. It was about 5 p.m. And that day I skipped the gym. So I formed that relationship where I got it on a Thursday when I wasn't supposed to. I stopped doing what I normally do, go to the gym every day for 6 years. And it slowly became a thing where I crossed boundaries with myself, because eventually it was on a Wednesday randomly. Or I would use Thursday, but stay up all night and then do a bad job at work on Friday or call in sick. And these boundaries kept getting pushed further and further until I was slowly losing control. And when the time I realized that I was in too deep, it was too late. My friends had already told me. They didn't know how to get me out of it. I didn't want to tell my family because that's embarrassing. They didn't know I was doing drugs. They figured something was up because I kept asking for money. But all of these things kept piling up. And it got to a point where I was scared. I was in deep. I would go on these kicks where I'd be sober for a week. I'd go golfing by myself. I'm sober, doing fun activities. And on the drive home, I convinced myself to pick a bag. And I'm using it alone in my room again. And I started getting deeper and deeper, and it was scaring my friends. They didn't know how to talk to me, so we were forming that distance. I was becoming alone in my room, and it was depressing. It was getting scary. I was going into psychosis, seeing things all along, and it ruined those friendships. I haven't really talked to those guys since, which is quite sad. But that was kind of where it crossed the line. So if you are at that stage where you are breaking boundaries that you had once set for yourself, reach out, DM me Freedom. We could talk about it. We can get you support, but you're not alone anymore.